What's good, elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. I must say I was pleasantly surprised with today's episode. Round of applause, round of applause. I think it showed a lot of cohesion. I think it went smoothly. I did notice a lot of edits on the Patreon, but there's not tension carrying over for whatever the edit were for. So today was a great episode in my opinion, and I need to start speaking more on the positive side of the JBP as well as the negative side. I don't want to just be the negative critiquing commentary channel. That's not what we're about over here. I did notice a couple of things, but I wanted to make sure I gave everyone their props first. Great episode, guys. Good job. Everybody was on board. Everybody was bouncing off each other well. There was a couple of times where everybody was speaking at once, but they got it under control very quickly, so I'm proud of y'all. There's two things that I noticed. I'm going to spend time longer on one than the other. Flip. Oh, flip. I'm a Flip supporter. It seems like I spew a lot of hate in his direction whenever I address him, but it's really me trying to give him game. Whether he receives it as such is totally on him. But Flip, you're the main one talking about you can't get your thoughts off. You're the main one wanting more money from the podcast than everybody else is receiving. But I noticed when everybody was in their zone and it was a nice cohesive pod, such as today, which hasn't happened in a very long time, you are the one that speaks the least. But prior to me getting on this, shout out to everyone being able to take jokes, including Ice. Ice has gotten way better at accepting the jokes in his direction, because I think he's starting to realize he can get his jokes off in peace if he allows everyone to joke in his direction. But anyway, back to Flip. Flip, you've got to do some more research. You've got to do some more studying. You already know the type of topics that we speak on, or they speak on, or y'all speak on the JBP, because you've been there for a couple of years at this point. It's a mature pod. It's a political pod. Sometimes they speak sports, and not everyone watches sports. I've always noticed that we always speak on Flip not speaking sports takes, but we never speak on Ice not speaking on sports takes. He'll talk about his teams, but not necessarily sports takes in general. But anyway, Ice isn't over here asking for $30K a month. Quiet as kept, Melissa's not asking for more money either. As much as we get on her for not speaking, Melissa has her part that she plays, and she's starting to realize her part, even though I'm not included in this. But even though I was reading the Patreon comments, they're going crazy on your wig. I don't know how you're supposed to look with a wig on, but I do know I'm not supposed to notice as much as I did. That's all I'll say on that. But Melissa knows her part on here. I'm not asking for more money. I'm not asking for more screen time. I'm not asking for more mic privileges. Honestly, I'd rather just sit up here and look pretty. You, on the other hand, are asking for all the above. Hell, even your own show. You're trying to come up here for a daily show. Flip, once you realize that, yes, you are the comedic talent, the jester, whatever they're called. Once you realize that you can do that as well as everything else, then you'll be able to get everything that you're asking from Joe, because he doesn't just want antic Flip. And until you show him something differently, that's all he's going to see from you. I get it, you're not doing the shit anymore with skits, but what is it that you're doing that stands out more than your skits? That's all I gotta say on that. That's all I gotta say on that. I'm not trying to hate, I'm just trying to give advice, because I know what you're trying to get from Joe. And nobody else is trying to get the same thing. So whenever I point it out from you, it's because of what you're asking for. If you were just okay with what you were receiving like everyone else, then it would just be normal critiques like everyone else. But like I said, today was a great episode. I don't have any complaints on the episode. The second thing I noticed though, hey, Marc Lamont Hill, welcome to the channel, bro. Welcome to the channel. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like Marc purposefully dialed it back. Marc literally carried 2 episodes. He carried 2 episodes. Today, it seems like he was on his assistant tip. He was letting everybody get their shit off. Because I thought he was going to go for 3 in a row. He started off with the celebrity Muslims. I was like, damn, Marc going for a killer. But no, he let Ish and Joe do that thing. He let Ish and Joe be the leaders. And then he chimes in. He was trying to show the rest of the cast, hey, this is how you interject. We know who the leaders are. We know who the bandmate is, or the front man is of the band. Let's just make sure that we're running off screens and setting screens, doing backdoor cuts, giving them open space in motion, spreading the floor. This is how we do that. So shout out to Marc for not controlling every single part, because I did notice. I went to night school and I'm looking at the views like, how come Marc doesn't do what he does on the JVP on his own channel? And it's because it's not easy to lead. Joe is great at saying, I could do this shit solo. And he means it. I could still make compelling content if it was just me that you were listening to. I don't think Marc is on those terms. And this is no hate in Marc's direction. Please don't take it as such. It's just he's great when he's around other people, because they, in that sense, emphasize his greatness. But when you're by yourself, you get to point out all the flaws. Like, damn, maybe he's not as witty as I thought he was when it's just him speaking on a topic. Maybe he's not as funny when he doesn't have somebody else to bounce off of. Maybe he's not as clever when he can't throw somebody under the bus sarcastically. It's things like that that you notice. So Marc, to me, did a great job of staying in the passenger seat and letting the drivers drive. And I'm not saying he has to do this every episode. To me, it just seemed like Marc was trying to prove his worth, which you proved last month, but in a way to where now you stepping on the toes of the boss or the master. Hey dog, I get it. You can run a show, but this is still my show and I'm still on it. Let me run this bad boy. And I felt like he did a great job with that today. Melissa, shout out to you. I was wrong. I absolutely thought you were gonna miss another week. I thought Joe was like, shut your ass up. Can't believe you put out that statement. But then again, how would that make Joe look at the end of the day? You can't be a dictator. Yes, I'm your boss in title only because I sign your checks. And I have rules that are implemented here at the show, but I can't control what you do outside of the show. That's why he said, please don't use my name, even though he's going to wind up biting himself over saying that, because I told this to the 2 people that I actually do need to boost my name up, especially since you just made that play off of Melissa. I can't believe she didn't backdoor you with, how the fuck you going to tell me not to say your name or release your name or any statements that I make, but y'all did this video Vixen play. How the fuck can you tell me that? So, like I said, he's going to wind up looking back at this like, damn, why did I say that? And it's on record, too. It's on wax. But, no complaints. I hope y'all are able to keep this up going forward. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and paying attention to your boy. We've been on a roll lately. And I forgot to put in the title, but this is speculative. Everything I say is conjecture. I don't know what I'm talking about. These are just opinions and thoughts of mine that I display with the audience. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe out here. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know I appreciate you. And until later today or tomorrow, y'all be safe. Peace.